did he know how long this game would last? Game was scoreless in the 6th. Pete Shorrock facing Andy Van Slyke. Van Slyke breaking the tie with a one-handed shot. Not bad, Andy. One hand, what power. Over the wall, his 8th home run. Pittsburgh leads this game 1-0. David Cohn says, hey, it looks like he used this bat to reach that ball. In the 12th, tied at 1. Bucks have runners at 2nd and 3rd. King facing Wally Whitehurst. King, he with a shot down the line. Chris Donalds makes the gorgeous backhand throw to Jeff McKnight and guns King down. Cohn's amazed at that play. Bottom of the 15th, Darrell Boston against Steve Cook. Boston lines one up the middle, but watch Andy Van Slyke robbing him. Cohn says, hey, that's not bad, Andy. Top of the 16th, 2-on for King against Lee Guterman. This time, King knows where to put it. Lines the single to center. Good enough to score Van Slyke. 2-1 Pirates. Cohn thinking, if only I had a chance to hit for this team. Pirates win it 4-2 in an error in 70 straight games, but he drops the ball there, but no error. Kids, don't do that at home. Expos with season highs. Bell, nobody told him. Bottom 3rd, 2 men on. Bell pulling the trigger off Danny Darwin. Bottom 7th, Bell again off Darwin again. Deep to left, another home run. 2 home runs, giving Bell 23 on the year. But Sox still led 5-4. Bottom 8, 2 men on, 1 out. Kenny Lofton at the plate with a shot to center. Bob Zupsik, though, with a great grab. But the relay throw will get by Mo Vaughn. Into the dugout it goes. Sandy Alomar scores. We're tied at 5. Still in the 8th, Jeff Reardon now facing Carlos Vallega. 2 men on. Vallega, boy, can this guy hit in the clutch? Yeah, a home run, deep to right. Number 17 for the throw-in the Joe Carter deal. The beat goes on. The Indians win 8-5. How about the Tribe? They win their... They're the ones with the neck braces. Bipp suffering a neck injury last week. Top of the 1st, the Dodgers making life miserable for Timmy Belcher. Offerman on with a walk. Butler tries to bunt for a hit. Belcher can't get him. Next batter, Lenny Harris says, hey, I'm going to try it too. It works again. Belcher isn't even close this time. Bases loaded for Eric Karros. Karros doing that rookie of the year thing again. The shot off the gap, 3-run score, 3-0 Dodgers. Bottom 9, 8-4 LA. The Bipp fan club finally see their hero. Bipp pinch hitting. Strikes out. The Bipp fans suffer with Flash. Watching him strike out, Dodgers.
In the Expos, Greg Maddux had a 1-0 lead until the 4th. Delino DeShields on 3rd, Larry Walker on 2nd, Darren Fletcher, base hit. Both runners score. Expos led it 2-1. It stayed that way until the bottom of the 9th. And this ball is driven deep to right. Mark Grace ties the ball game off John Wetland, and this ball game is headed to extra innings, tied at 2. And time passed. This guy was 27 years old when the game started. Harry Carey did an encore of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We move to the 17th. The Cubs decide to pitch to Delino DeShields with a runner on 2nd and 1st base open, and that was a mistake. DeShields makes them pay. He brings in Darren Reed.
And Swindell pitching well and backed up well. Brett Butler at the plate, lines one off the turf, and look at Barry Larkin gobble it up and throw him out. No hitter into the 5th after a couple of hits. Here's Joe Oliver with the big hit. Missed the take sign from the 3rd base coach and took the fastball out for a 3-run homer. His 8th of the season, a 3-0 Reds advantage. Dodgers coming back in the 7th. Eric Young, the shot at 2nd. Jeff Branson can't stay with it, then throws it away. Brett Butler is in. Next batter, Eric Karros, lines into the double play. Branson with the nice turn there, and the Reds out of the threat. But in the 9th, 3-2, 2-out, runner at 3rd. Rob Dibble gets Mitch Webster to end it, and the Reds win at Swindell 7-1 at home. Dave Martinez afternoon, and fans hoping they'll stick around there. Top of the 1st, Pete Harnish pitching. Willie McGee batting, lines it back off a piece, caught a piece of Harnish's arm, and Harnish had to leave in the opening inning. Here's something you don't see very often. Mark Bailey with a grounder. It goes through the legs of Jeff Bagwell, but Biggio was there, and they still get the out. Top of the 10th, tied at 4. Bagwell batting with Finley on 3rd. Jeff Brantley delivers, and then Bagwell does the same. The game-winning single. He had a couple of hits. and a run scored on the game winner as Houston takes it in 10-5.
Looking for win 16. A little wild early, huh? To the backstop and then the rebound. Back to first base. Rafael Palmeiro just gets to touch the ball in the early going. Bases loaded, 2 outs. It's Brian Harper at the plate. A bloop single, one of 11 singles for the Twins, but a lot of them were bloops. 2-0 at that point. Yeah, Brown got back in it with that great backhanded barehand grab off of Gene Larkin. Good defense for the Twins, too. Chuck Knobloch, thievery on Ruben Sierra, and he's got him by a half step at first. Twins up 3-2. Aggie on to close in the ninth. Runners on first and second. Pinch hitting Juan Gonzalez crushes one to center. Kirby was playing shallow. Didn't matter. It was gone. His 28th homer of the year. Gonzalez is second in the American League in homers, and that's a winner for Texas.
Top of the sixth, tied at 2. Barry Larkin grounds to Jose Offerman, and that's an error. He had 2 on the day. The Dodgers 6, giving them 121 for the season. But a bigger mistake. Norm Charlton called for a ball when he went to his mouth on the mound. He argued and was thrown out later, admitted that he went to his mouth with his hand, but the umpire did not catch him. Tossed out of the game in the ninth, tied. Eric Karros on first, and Henry Rodriguez doubling off Dwayne Henry to score Karros. These two guys hooked up in Albuquerque for quite a bit of offensive production for the Dodgers, and they pull it out.
Manager Marcel Latchman, his brother Rene, coaches for the West leading A's. Gets to see Jose Canseco come by his third base coaching box a lot. 36th homer of the year for McGuire, I should say. 1-0. Then the major league leader does it again off of Jim Abbott. This is a monstrous shot. Number 37, McGuire's 5th multi-home run game of the year. Mike Moore, that's all he would need. This was a case of look who's watching. A lot of guys watching third strikes. Rob Ducey there. And it was not a good day for Jim Abbott, who is 4. Roger looking for his 18th win against Cleveland. Nagy looking for his 3rd win of the year against the Red Sox. He gets Billy Hatcher with the slider and gets Bob Zupsik looking. 6 Ks through 4 innings. Then it was Clemens' turn. Thomas Howard sent down, bottom of the second. Albert Bell sent to the bench. Clemens had 9 strikeouts. Trouble for Nagy in the 5th with the sacks juiced. Billy Hatcher lines one to right center. Jack Clark and Tony Pena score. The Sox up 2-0. They would extend to 4-2. Jeff Reardon on in the 9th gets Jim Thome looking, and the Sox win 4-2, snapping the 4-game slide.
Padres and the Braves in Atlanta, another sellout crowd. And in the bottom of the first, 2 on, Terry Pendleton pushing the sacrifice bunt attempt foul. Jimmy Williams says, hey, you're a .380 hitter with runners in scoring position, so swing away, and he does. A 3-run homer to right off Andy Bennis, number 17 for Terry, and a 3-0 Brave lead. Top of the 4th, still 3-zip. Andy Bennis taking the offense into his own hands with the bat. The homer off Charlie Liebrandt, a 130 hitter. He gets the Padres on the board. National League's leading hitter, Gary Sheffield, a single to right in the 4th inning. In the 6th inning, he singles to left. That's 8 straight multi-hit games. He's now batting .341 to lead the National League. Next batter in the 6th, Fred McGriff, the crime dog, takes a bite out of this pitch for a 2-run homer, his 27th of the year. Leads the National League, his 6th homer in the last 9 games, and they're tied at 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Larry Anderson on in relief, a slider to Damon Berryhill. It's up there, it's out there. It's the game-winning home run there, his 8th of the year, as Berryhill gets it done in the 9th off Anderson. And high drama in Atlanta, GA, as the Braves win the pot.
Cincinnati, Biff Robertson arguing again, this time with ump Bob Davidson. The reason why Tony Fernandez throw to first appears to beat the sliding Roberts. Biff gets a face full of sand. After being thrown out, he charges the field again. Supposedly a little taunting there, but he is restrained. Meanwhile, Gary Sheffield on fire. 2nd inning, bases loaded. He takes Chris Hammond deep to left. Sheffield's 2nd grand slam of the year. Padres in the lead 4-0. He might have had another one. In the 6th, Sheffield, he did step into it, but Cesar Hernandez, who came in for Roberts, he robs Sheffield of his 2nd homer. Padres do win 2-0 Giants. Oral Hershiser at the plate. He flies out to right center field, but Giants outfielders Mark Leonard and Mike Felder collide. Hershiser would end up on 2nd, but more importantly, Felder and Leonard, they're hurt, but Leonard bruised his nose, suffered thigh lacerations. Fielder injured his ribs. As you take another look at the replay, thankfully both players left under their own power. The Giants did go on to win by a final of 3-2. The Giants win for just the 4th.
in this game. Danny Jackson in the top of the first was in trouble, gives up a 2-run double here to Brian Hunter. Jeff Blauser scores, Terry Pendleton scores. The Braves built up a quick 6-0 lead. In the fifth, 6-3 Braves, foul ball that a fan catches. They call this fan interference. Jimmy Leland says, are you kidding? You cannot be serious. Leland got tossed. Bottom of the sixth, the Atlanta Braves leading 6-5 as the Pirates have come back. Jay Bell singles in what appears to be the tying run. Here comes Wainer around third to score, but look at this. Orlando Merced gets hung up and tagged out before Wainer crosses the plate. Cancel the run. Bottom of the seventh, Barry Bonds strikes out. He's not happy. He tells home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg, look, I'm not happy. And you know what? Jeff Kellogg threw Barry Bonds out of the game. Smart Barry. Top of the eighth, 6-5 Atlanta. Little Mark Lemke. Remember him in the World Series last year? He's not so little anymore, at least with a bat in his hand. Number 5 of the year. Made it a 7-5 game. Bottom of the ninth, 7-5 Braves. Lloyd McClendon. He'll look what appears to be a bloop single in the eye. His run on second would have made it 7-6, but Rafael Belliard wraps up the win for the Atlanta Braves. Was tangled with the Cardinals. Mark Gardner had his problems in the first inning, hitting Ray Langford. Bases loaded in the first, hitting Andres Galarraga. Here comes Gilkey with a run. Still bases loaded, still the first. He hits Luis Alicea. Langford scores. 3 hit batsmen in the same inning ties a major league record held by many. But the Expos come back. Bottom of the fourth, Delino to Shields with his 52nd RBI, tying a team record for RBIs by a second baseman held by Vance Law. But Gardner settles down, getting Tom Pagnozzi to swing and miss. Pagnozzi's not happy about it. He retired 19 in a row, did Gardner. But look at this. The base is loaded for former Expo Andres Galarraga in the eighth. And he makes a triumphant return against John Wetland. He knew it was gone. Grand slam. His third career grand slam. The Cardinals' second hit of the game. That's right. What a pitching second as it looks now with Atlanta so hot. Reggie Sanders, who homered in the first pitch of the game, does it again on the first pitch of the fourth inning off Craig Lefferts, his 8th homer of the year. The Gary Sheffield watch continues. He's going for the Triple Crown. He'll add to his batting average here against Tommy Bolton. He singles in his first at bat. Sheffield's got an 11-game hitting streak. Then in the seventh, the runner on second. Sheffield goes deep to left. This one is out of here, but it is foul. Sheffield ended the game 1 for 3. Ends a 9-game multi-hit streak. Are you kidding? Barry Larkin showing some leather. Great diving stop on Tony Gwynn. Gets his man. Bottom of the eighth, runners at the corners for the Padres, leading 4-3. Runners at the corners for the Reds. Jeff Branson, 9-20 as a pinch hitter, make it 10 of 21, singling to right. Off Melendez, Bip Roberts scored to tie the game at 4. Bottom of the ninth, runner on third. Randy Myers, the former Red, on against his old mates. And Joe Oliver says, welcome home, Randy. That's right, Oliver. The ball is caught, but it's deep enough to score. Martinez on the sac fly. We're looking good on Saturday, leading 3-zip. They have the bases loaded in the sixth, and Mike Fitzgerald singles to center. Junior Felix and Chad Curtis score. Ron Darling is gone. The Angels on top by a score of 5-0, and Darling can only hope the Oakland Bats would get going. And with the score 5-3 in the bottom of the eighth, they do get going. Ricky Henderson with a home run off Chuck Prim. This, with 2 mates aboard, gives the A's a 6-5 lead. Could it be? You think Ricky knows it's gone? Yeah, I think so. A little mustard on that hot dog. Jose Canseco, though, with a prodigious blast. Do you want to see a homer? Look at this. I mean, the question is only how far it will bounce up the concrete stairs and left. Canseco bashes Oakland with Ricky's help to a 9-5 victory. For Canseco, his first home run since July 17th.
Bruce Hurst on the hook in the second. 2 on, runners going. This is trouble. O'Neill knocking home Braggs. Reds will lead 3-zip. More trouble for the Pods. Bases loaded in the third, and the nuclear hot Sheffield tries to run the ball out of the park. He would fly out on that at bat. Darnell Coles, though, would produce for Cincinnati. Bruce Hurst becomes Bruce Toast here in the fifth. 2-run double off the wall in the fifth inning. 6-2 Reds. They'll win it 12-2. And Sheffield, whose multi-hit streak ended Saturday, sees his any hit streak end at 11 games. Larkin, 4 hits, 2 ribs.
Toronto looking for some offense. Leadoff man, Devon White. 14th home run. The 4th time he has led off a game with a home run. Jays up 1-0 on Dennis Cook. It was 3-2 Indians in the 6th. Paul Sorrento gone. 15th on the year. This one leaves the yard off Todd Stottlemyre. Indians pad the lead to 4-2. Still 4-2 in the 7th. Albert Bell. He thinks he's got one. And Devon White, with his bat and with his glove, brings it back. He is not man. He is Devo. But not enough to single